Government is set to deploy police officers to all coffee factories to guard against the rising cases of theft of the produce. Speaking when he reopened the Nairobi Coffee Exchange auction today at the new KIPCU Nairobi, Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua admitted theft has caused losses to farmers and must be stopped. Here is the report.
As part of the coffee reforms, all coffee factories will now be under the watch of the police deployed by the government. This is after the Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua noted the loss in the sector due to theft.
As last Sunday, our Cabinet Secretary for Interior and National Government Administration, Professor Kithure Kindiki, has issued instructions to the National Police Service to provide 24-hour armed security to all our coffee factories to protect our coffee from theft.
Alongside ongoing reforms, Gachagua said this is part of the measures the government is taking to ensure coffee farmers get earnings commensurate to their sweat.
And we are on course. There will be policy, administrative, and legal reforms towards making sure the farmer is at the center stage and the farmer gets commensurate earnings for his sweat.
According to Mr. Francis Ngone, the chairman of National Coffee Cooperative Union, the move by the government marks a historic turn in the sector, as it has been operating for long without proper regulation.
So for quite a long time, the farmers have been crying, but the government has not taken any initiative to see what it can do. The previous government tried, but we were not able to finish up the whole thing.
Operations at the Nairobi Coffee Exchange were suspended soon after the Coffee Reform Stakeholders Conference in June this year in Meru, which, among other recommendations, rooted for the elimination of brokers for the farmers to sell their produce directly for better returns. During the conference, which was chaired by the Deputy President that sought direct engagement with farmers from all coffee-growing counties, farmers aired their grievances as well as suggestions on possible solutions to challenges bedeviling them. Hilary Kabila, GBS News.
Kenyans living in towns and centers are said to bear the burden of increased land rates and rent as the government seeks to revise land rates upwards. The move is likely to force landlords to adjust rent upwards, adding to the pain of increased taxes occasioned by the newly implemented Finance Act. The National Assembly adopted a report on the Land Committee on the National Rating Bill number 55 that will see land rates in Nairobi, Mombasa, Kisumu, Nakuru, Eldoret, and Kiambu reviewed upwards. As a result of the adoption of the recommendations of the report in Parliament, county governments will now have to present to the Ministry of Lands with the criterion of determination of categories of rateable properties. In the case that the rates are revised, landlords will pass down the additional charges to tenants who are already weathering the tough economic conditions. According to Lands Principal Secretary Nixon Koril, the ministry had received 150 million Kenya shillings to review land rates and rent in Kenya's 4 major cities, including Eldoret and Kiambu towns. Currently, Kenya's Usage Rate Act of 1963 and the Valuation Act of 1956.